this was the best option that I found, and I'm really glad I went with them. So let's go over the install. These are steel brackets here. Those are dual stage powder coated and zinc coated on the steel itself. Anodized aluminum crossbars, also anodized aluminum uprights, super strong and sturdy. They do have a couple different options. So this is the 11-inch option. They have a 6-inch, they have a 17 and a 24-inch option. The 6-inch version, I noticed, it's a little bit different of a design just because of the 6-inch height. It kind of has to have a different setup here. But for the most part, the installation is very similar. The tools I used, 13mm wrench, 13mm socket on the Milwaukee, just makes it easier and quicker. I did use blue Loctite, the removable kind, because personally I use that on a lot of stuff, and it just gives me that peace of mind when I'm out on the trails. Just, you know, everything rattles, so why not? It's kind of like an insurance thing. This is the hardware the bars come with, 8 of each. It's a bolt, washer, lock washer, and then those attached to these are the things that slide into the bed cover. And let's get to the install. So sliding your hardware, I think it's important to kind of measure the bed and where exactly you want to have your bed rack sitting. Obviously you want it to be even on both sides, so you can either measure from here, you know, end to end, same on the other side, or you can set one and then measure and set the other. You can do it however you want. Set these to spot you want them. Do the same on the other side. So once you have your hardware in the T-slot channels, 2 for each corner, then you can mock up your bed bars. This is the point where you want to measure corner to corner, corner to corner, space them out however you want them or however you need them. I think it's important because if you say you have a rooftop tent, the weight distribution on the rooftop tent is important. You don't want to have the bars too wide outward on the tent and have a lot of weight in the middle of the tent. So just kind of figure it out and make sure you're happy with their placement. Once they're in their place, you can either use a Sharpie. I used a gold Sharpie there. You can't really tell, but that way you can lock up your place and make sure you won't forget where it's at. Then you can align your holes to the seat slot channel with the hardware. You want to make sure those are aligned there like that, both sides. They're not super specific on the width of your T-slots. So say I would align one side, the other one would be either too outward or too inward. Loosen up all these bolts. Just loosen them all up, that way. Don't take them off. Let me say that again. Just loosen them. Do not take them off. Just loosen them to where they can move, to where the brackets are, you know, they can rattle around and move. And then once they're loosened up, then you can attach one side, attach this bracket to your T-slot, do the same on the other side, this bracket. And once these are attached, then your width is kind of set up. Do that for both sides. Once that's attached, then you can start loosening up from the bottom up in order. Pretty simple. That way you lock in your width and then it's all smooth sailing from there. So let me bolt these down and then I'll show you the final product. So there's the finished product. Tightened up all the bolts. Tighten all these first on the bottom. Then I went ahead and tightened these down to spec 20 foot-pounds just to make sure everything's nice and sturdy. And it's a wrap.